Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Massive thank you for all your likes, comments, subscribes, donations, any way that you have been, for anything and everything, that you have been supporting me any way, shape or form, in whatever way you feel you can, and you feel guided to do. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. And any support, any and all support that you do give me and my channel. Not quite sure which deck we're going to go for. This one. I'm going to start here. So today I have a general reading for you. It is a timeless message, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. If I do bring through, just in case it does come out, I use okay, I'm stumbling over my words and my thoughts. So potentially there's a need to take a step back, gain perspective, find clarity. I feel like I'm out of breath. So just take a step back and just take a breath. Okay, slow down. Yeah, I feel like you may be having have you just started having a panic attack as you clicked on this reading? Maybe you're worried about what's going to come out. Maybe you're worried about what you're going to hear. Or maybe you're worrying about what someone else knows. Okay. I'm just debating whether or not to start this reading. Spirit is saying restart the reading, but Spirit is saying go with it. Okay. We're just going to go with it and see how I go. Something lately, with the last reading I did, there's been a need, like I just had this need to stop and restart. Are you wanting to go back and restart something? Okay, let's go with that for a minute before I pull any cards. Are you wanting, is there a situation or something where something in the past, maybe you made a decision or you took action on something and you're panicking about the outcome, something to do with the consequences of your actions, okay, or the consequences of somebody's actions. I'm going to take that as confirmation. And wanting a do-over. Okay, there are no do-overs. Okay, there are no do-overs. But that doesn't mean, yeah, I'm just feeling some fear coming out of my heart chakra. And I just want you to take some deep breaths, okay? As many as you need until you feel grounded and you feel calm, okay? And if that means that you're doing that throughout this whole reading, that's absolutely fine. Okay? So just take some deep breaths. There's no rush. Just take time for yourself, just to breathe. Slow down. Pay attention to what you can hear, what you can smell, what can you see, what can you feel, what can you touch. Is there something in your hand? Or do you need to go get something? Something to put in your hand that brings you peace and calm. Okay, for some of you that's going to be a crystal. For some of you, I feel that there's a particular crystal that you might have or you might need to get. Okay. Something about having something in your hand. So for some of you, that's something to do with a crystal. For some of you, that might be a fidget toy or a sensory toy, okay? Whatever it is, if you've got one, go get it. And in a minute, we're going to find out why you're feeling so anxious. There's also what I'm also hearing is something slipping through my fingers. Something, you're losing grip on something. You're losing control. There's a person or a situation that you've lost control or you're losing control on. And it's bringing up fears for you. Okay. Something's out of control. You need to find your peace and your center within. Okay, take some deep breaths. Sometimes when I'm anxious, I have a crystal bracelet and I just roll the beads between my fingers and my hand, and I find that that's really calming. I've also got essential oil rollerballs, so if you're into that sort of thing, I highly recommend essential oils. Just have what you need is a little toolbox of things that help you when you're feeling anxious, okay? Because sometimes something will work and then another time it's not going to, okay? Now, what I would say is if you're feeling anxious that you do need to go within and look at why, okay? Don't rely on things outside of you to just help you manage your anxiety, because then if something goes missing, so maybe some of you have lost something that you normally hold on to for comfort, and there's a lesson in that, okay, that you're over relying on it. There's nothing wrong with having things outside of us, but we need to use them as an extension of our inner peace. That didn't quite make sense when I came out of that. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm struggling with how, I know what I want to say. I'm struggling with how to get it out. So maybe some of you, for some of you, maybe there's a need for communication, or when you lose control, you can't express how you're feeling. What I would say to you is, if you're feeling anxious and you're feeling out of control and your emotions are getting the better of you, in that moment, don't try and express how you feel, okay? Just be. Just allow whatever is going on to come up. Just observe it. Just breathe through it. And then when you feel calm and at peace again, you'll have the mental clarity to communicate how you're feeling. I can feel like you're already starting to calm down, because I feel like my energy has started to calm down. So just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. You're going to be okay. Just keep reminding yourself when you're having your anxious moments. If you can't find whatever it is that you use, a crystal or a fidget cube or whatever it is that you hold in your hand, or someone there who's normally there to hold your hand, if that person's not there anymore, you can't rely on them. And I think that's the lesson for you, or one of the lessons in this situation, is to stop relying on things outside of you and to start going within. Because when you can rely on yourself, and that's not about going completely in the other direction and only relying on yourself. It's about knowing you've got your own back, but then also allowing others to help you when you need it. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. It's self-awareness. If you need help, you're self-aware. When you accept help and you ask for help, it's a part of being self-aware and knowing when you're at your limit. And I just feel like I'm starting to calm down, and then like, all of this is for nothing. Like, what was all that about? Wasn't for nothing. It was trying to teach you. Your anxiety is trying to teach you. It's trying to teach you to let go of control and go with the flow. It's trying to teach you when you lose something, whether it be an inanimate object or a person, an animal, in whatever way, shape or form that is, through death, through that person leaving your life in one way or another, okay? It's trying to teach you where you need to rely on yourself more, okay? And when you rely on yourself, you automatically attract other people that are going to help you, okay? And that will be there for you. Because what you give to yourself, you're going to attract, all right? So it's time to start taking care of you. Start giving back to yourself, okay? Whatever happens, just keep telling yourself you're going to be okay. Keep repeating to yourself. And if this is that you're going to be okay, that you're safe, just, I am safe. I am okay. I'm allowed to feel whatever you're feeling. Okay? You need to validate your own feelings. Just keep breathing. Okay. So let's take a little look and see what's going on for you and the message that Spirit has for you. Maybe you're anxious because there's a situation going on and you're worried what others know about it, or something's happening to you and you're worried about what that might be, okay? Maybe you're a little bit worried that when you spiral out of control that there's more going on than meets the eye. That might be the case. I'm not a medical professional, so if you feel, because what I've just heard is like split personality, bipolar, some sort of mental health. Maybe you feel like you're schizophrenic, or maybe you may have been diagnosed, okay, already. If not, I'm not telling you that you are, because like I said, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you, if you feel that you have a mental health condition, whether that be depression, your anxiety is getting too much for you to handle on your own, maybe you think you're schizophrenic, maybe you think you're bipolar, maybe you feel like you might have split personality disorder. All I would recommend you do is go and speak to a medical provider, GP, doctor. You're not overreacting. You know when there's something not right with yourself. Trust your intuition. If you need to seek help from a doctor, there's no shame in that. If you need to seek help from friends or family, there's no shame in that either. Okay? Anyone who shames you and guilts you for any form of mental health is not meant for you. Let them go. Okay? If somebody's laughing at you for your mental health and the way your emotions get the better of you, they are not for you. They are not people with your best interests at heart, okay? People should be wanting to help you and be there through your tough times, not just through the good times, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfectly imperfect, as we all are. Everyone has mental health, and mental health can be a good thing or a bad thing, you know. But if you do feel that you need medical assistance, then please get help. Okay, we have home. Well, that's a lot of cards. Talent. Okay. Okay, what I'm getting up first off is you need to get out. Okay. And as I've said that, I heard it's easier said than done. Okay. Maybe you... okay, there's a few different messages. Bear with me. For some of you, this talent card is showing movement. So for some of you, you've been inside for too long, and now you're having anxiety about going outside of the house. So maybe you're feeling isolated and alone as a result of that. So if you can't get out of the house, if you're housebound for whatever reason, it doesn't even have to be mental health. It could be a physical health, okay? It could be something to do with your health. That's coming through quite strongly. Something to do with health. If you are housebound because of something to do with your health and you can't get out to see others, allow other people in. Allow them in. Don't cut yourself off from socialising. Allow people in, okay? If you're having trouble, I can't think what it's called, when you have trouble setting foot outside the house. I can't think what it's actually called right now. If you're having trouble about leaving the house, ask a friend to come and pick you up and leave and go out with you, so that you're not on your own, like a chaperone. Like I can tell you from personal experience, I'm having to do this at the moment, okay? I'm pretty much housebound due to my physical health, and as a result, there's been, especially before Christmas, there was a period of time when I was really struggling with my mental health because I wasn't seeing anyone, and no one was coming to see me. And I now, my partner has to be, because I'm not allowed to go anywhere at the moment on my own. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not allowed. It's been advised that I don't. So I have a chaperone. When I go out, I have a chaperone, okay? There's no shame in that. Yes, I'll admit sometimes I get a little bit resentful and I feel like a child that's not allowed to go out of the house without their mummy or daddy or a grown-up, but I'm just grateful that I have someone that's willing to do that for me and understands the situation, okay? And there are going to be people that understand that situation for you if you're in that situation as well, okay? So if you are struggling to get out the house and you are feeling isolated and alone, Spirit are saying you do try and get out, okay? Find a way around it. And if you really, really can't go out, then allow people in, okay? So that you're not isolated, because people spending time with others that are good for you is going to help raise your vibration, help pick you up, and it's going to make you eventually, hopefully, want to get out the house, okay? For some of you, there is something about needing to exercise more. You can do that inside the home. You don't have to leave the house to do that. Exercise will help raise your vibration, okay? Just move. Just don't stay stagnant in the house. If it's possible. Obviously, I understand that there are conditions and things where it's not necessarily possible. But if somebody can just get you into the garden, or just some fresh air, okay, I feel like you would really benefit from it. For others of you, there's a message about stepping out of your comfort zone. We have justice. Oh, okay, that's just taken a turn. And clarity. Oh boy, that's just taken a massive turn down a completely different path. Okay, so for some of you, there is a message that you do need to get out and you do need to step out of your comfort zone. For others of you, there's an extended message, something to do with, again, this keeps coming up, something, you're getting justice. The scales of karma are balancing out, okay? And I do feel with this clarity card coming out that you do know what this is about, and you do know exactly who has done this, okay? There is something about you need to protect your home, okay? Something to do with home can also be your abundance, okay? I feel like somebody, for some of you, that this has taken where the other cards are now coming into play. Somebody underestimated your love of being in your own company, okay? Somebody underestimated something to do with someone that likes to hermit and spend time in their own company at home, focusing on their own growth and their own healing. And it's a talent that they have, something that they're very, very good at, is focusing on as being in their own energy, focusing on their own growth, and you know, focusing on themselves, their self-care and stuff. Somebody tried to attack this. Somebody purposely tried to isolate you from others, and they may have done this by attacking your health, because they didn't want you to speak to others. They didn't want you speaking to other people. They were trying to... someone was either trying to silence you or silence someone that you know. Someone didn't want... Oh boy. Someone didn't want some information coming out, so they tried to isolate you from others. As a result, you may have become housebound, but you are someone who is very talented at working around this and using this to your advantage to focus on your own healing and your own growth. And as a result, justice is coming in, and the laws of karma are being balanced out. And as I pulled that justice card out, it knocked the clarity card. So somebody's had an epiphany, or some sort of tower moment has come in. Clarity about this situation. If you were looking for confirmation that somebody was doing this to you, this is your confirmation, okay? This keeps coming out for me in my readings and my personal life as well. So if you are going through this, you're not alone, all right? You have clarity about this situation, some sort of epiphany. I think as well, I'm seeing someone, there isn't, but it looked to me when I was looking at the card that somebody was inside with their head in their hands. I think the person that's been doing this to you has got some sort of clarity, or is about to receive some sort of clarity, or some sort of tower moment, some sort of epiphany, some sort of wake-up call with regards to what they've done to you and the consequences of their actions. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, happiness. What I'm feeling here is whatever this person tried to isolate you from others so that you would miss them, and possibly turned others against you as well. Tried to isolate you to attack your talent. They didn't want you. There's a talent that you've got, and with the moon in the background, I am feeling this is to do with your intuition. They were trying to attack your intuition so you wouldn't work out what they'd been doing to you or what they'd done, and they're realising now that, I want to say, they've messed with the wrong person. And that doesn't mean like that you're going to go out and you're going to start like being nasty to the person that's done this to you. What I'm saying is they underestimated who you are on a spiritual level and the position that you hold within spirit. Okay, how favoured you are in the spiritual realm. Something to do with your talent and something that you had that they wanted, they were jealous of. But what this has done has ultimately, yeah, look, under happiness is healing. Healing. What they've done in trying to isolate you and bring you down, it's actually just made you stronger, because they've underestimated your ability, your talent to turn that into healing, to manifest that into something better. They've underestimated you, and they're about to, if they haven't already, they're about to realise. They're going to find out the hard way, okay, because you don't mess. They haven't taken on you, they've taken on spirit, they've taken on God, source, divine, and they may have won, what I'm hearing is, won the battle, but you will not win the war. And what spirit is saying is they may have brought you down temporarily, and they may have felt very successful, very happy, happy that everything seemed to be falling apart for you. But like I said, what they've underestimated is your ability to turn this into healing and come out stronger than before. They've seriously underestimated who you are and how much you know who you are, if that makes sense. Like, you know who you are. And Knight of Wands, yeah, you're someone who's quite happy to, whenever I see this card, this is not what I normally pick up with the Knight of Wands, but I love this deck. With this card, I just hear you walk to the beat of your own drum. Like, you don't follow any set of rules. You do what's right for you, and that's what makes you so sacred, is because your energy is so pure and innocent. You don't do things without, like, for the sake of doing it. Your actions are, there's a purpose to it. Like, it's with a focused intent. Okay, you don't just go, you don't act. Like, she's got this fire. Okay, now the Knight of Wands can very often be seen as someone who takes action without thinking. Okay, as player energy. Okay, so what I've just heard is someone played with fire and they got burnt. Okay, you're somebody, can you see, because she's got the wands behind her on fire, but she's got the fire on top of her drum, and she's using it. There's a saying about using the bricks that people have thrown at you to build an empire, and I'm getting this type of energy from you. If you're the person that's been housebound, isolated and all that, or if you're on the other side, this like, if you're the one who's been trying to isolate this person from others, and it's backfiring on you, then this is why, because you've played with fire, and when you play with fire you get your fingers burnt. Okay, so let's get some more information. So I just feel like you've used this time away from people to focus on your own healing. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles, to plant seeds, and now you're watching them grow. And this person, whoever has done has tried to turn others against you and try and shut you down, try and stop you speaking. Something about distracting you from your purpose. Like, they knew you were meant to be doing something, but because of their own jealousy and insecurities, basically you triggered this. It wasn't that they didn't want good things for you, it's just that they didn't want you to have better or be in any way better than they were, because it meant then that they weren't successful in their own life, and then they had a choice to step up or stay the same, and they didn't want to change, so they tried to keep you stuck and stop you from ascending and going into your next stage, your next level, because they didn't want to have to make certain changes. There were certain things that when you go to the next level, you have to leave certain things behind. So for the other person, it was either they didn't want to leave other people, places and situations, things that weren't serving them behind, because it's easy just to stay as you are. Okay, or they didn't want to get left behind, so they tried to stop you upgrading so that they didn't get left behind. But they didn't need to be left behind. They could have gone with you if they'd chosen to upgrade as well. Does that make sense? But they chose not to upgrade. So let's get some more information. Okay, we have the Wheel. We have Six of Swords. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the Knight of Swords. Okay, on the bottom of the deck we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, somebody underestimated all the hard work that you've already done, because they haven't seen it, haven't seen what you've gone through. They didn't have enough information. Okay, they didn't have all the knowledge and information. Someone was jealous of the knowledge and information that you had and didn't want you to share that with others. They wanted it for themselves. Okay, so it was somebody that was inspired by you. And just wanted all that knowledge and information for themselves. Didn't want you sharing that with others, but knew it was what you were meant to be doing. Okay? But they haven't seen all the hard work and healing that you've done. Okay, what I've just heard is, how the fuck just how has she done it? How has she done it? So somebody was plotting your downfall, and you're coming out the other side. You're manifesting your desires, you're reaping your abundance, and you've got somebody, like, some people are looking at you in awe as if to say, wow, and they're starting to see you for who you really are, and someone else that was, others that were trying to plot your downfall. Because this may be more than one person, but those that were plotting your downfall, hoping you would fail, are sitting there really, really peed off and angry and upset that you haven't failed, and they want to know why, how. Because you're innocent and you've done nothing wrong, you've stuck to your truth and integrity, stayed on your path, you've transformed everything that's been thrown at you. And I don't feel like this is necessarily recent either. This is like your whole life, from beginning to now. Everything that's been thrown at you, you've managed to transform, and you've managed to land on your feet. And some people are really not happy about that, okay? They do not know how you've done it. Other people are like, yeah, well done. They're cheering you on, okay? You're about to, if you haven't already, you're about to come into alignment with soul family. So you might be getting new friends, new family, people that are going to cheer you on and support you, and those that have been plotting or just hoping that you fail are going to be like, my mouth is just open wide, like they're just I can just see jaws on the bottom jaw just dropped to the floor, like, huh? Like, just angry and annoyed that their plan failed. What happened? How did you turn this around? You planted seeds, you turned it around, you've taken look, with this suitcase, you've taken everything that was thrown at you. This is Six of Swords, this is mental, this is communication, things that have been said to you, anything to do with the mind, communication, things that you've heard, things that you've seen. You've turned it around. You gained a new perspective. Like, and so much green here. You've used it to, like, open your heart chakra, and like you're turning things around, like, really, really quickly. Things are like manifesting really, really quickly because you've changed your perspective. You've come out the other side. The wheel, the cycle, you've broken the cycle. Like, there's a cycle coming to an end, and whether people are consciously aware of it or not, on an energetic level, people are going to feel it. They might not necessarily understand what it is, but they're going to feel it, okay? So if this doesn't resonate for you and you try to isolate someone else, then obviously you're watching and spying to see thingy, but karma's coming in for you, and everything that you've done to this other person, it's now coming back on you. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you've gained some clarity about this, or you're about to. Okay, and the tables are turning. Okay, let's get some guidance on because the Knight of Swords has come out here, I might get some timing on this. Let's get a timing card, because this is energy feels quite fast paced for me, which might explain why at the beginning. So okay, so if you're the one that was isolated from others and things are now turning around and your abundance is just coming in quickly, be careful that you don't self-sabotage. Okay, just take time, slow down, take a step back. If things feel like they're going too quick, that's absolutely fine. You can just keep breathing, okay? Or maybe you're like, where has this all come from? like yesterday or a couple of months ago, everything felt like it was falling apart. Where's this all come from? You know, and maybe if you're on the other side of this, where you've been hoping somebody would fail, and you're just sitting there like, how the hell have they managed to pull all that off in such a short space of time? Okay, so let's get... Oh, I felt like I needed to clarify something then. If someone wanted me to clarify something. I'm wondering if somebody wants me to clarify something. Let's just get some timing cards, and then if I'm meant to clarify something, it will come back to me. Okay, so this energy feels really, really like things are turning very, very quickly. Someone's about to reap their karma. Someone's about to reach their dharma. Okay, karma is neither good or bad depending on how you view it. Okay, karma is all just about learning lessons, and you know, it's up to you how you perceive it. Okay, dharma is what I call, I use dharma because some people say dharma is your good karma, and it just differentiates when I'm doing my readings between good and, in inverted commas, good and bad. It all plays a part. We need both. Neither is right, neither is wrong. Okay, we have a timing card. If you believe, yes, that's what I was saying, like trust and have faith that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, if you're what was I saying, like if you're on the side of that, you've been isolated and you've been through a really tough cycle, and like everything's coming about really quickly, and you're seeing signs and synchronicities everywhere, and you're like, how did that happen? How am I suddenly in alignment? Just trust it, have faith, and believe that everything is manifesting for you. Okay, everything that's right for yours. Somebody tried to stop. I've just heard somebody tried to stop you from reaping your inheritance. Now, this could be inheritance from a earth family point of view. Okay, so your earth family is the people that you grow up with in your human family. That can be friends, family, adopted, whatever way that resonates for you. Your soul family is your family when you're not in a human body, if that makes sense. So your soul, your essence, people that you resonate with. How do you know when someone's your soul family? You'll just feel it, you'll click, and you'll just feel like you've known them before. Even if you've never met them, they'll just seem familiar to you. Okay, and you just get on really, really well. You'll have similar values and beliefs as well. So if you believe, like, try and keep a positive mindset. So for some of you, that this is clarifying for you, that somebody's been wishing you harm, and you're about to reap your abundance. Continue to focus on the abundance. Okay, don't worry about what's going on with the other person or people. Justice, the universe has your back. That's in hand. Okay, if you are on the side of you're the one who's been wishing harm on others, hoping someone else will fall, Spirit are saying you give what you get. Okay, so this is about, again, reaping your karma. Whatever you give out is what you're going to attract. If you believe something's a certain way and something's unfair, then that's what you're attracting. Okay, So it's all about how you perceive something. Is there any more information on this situation, please, that we need to know, Spirit? I feel like there might be another one. Yep. Within the next few months. Okay. So within the next few months, and yeah, but on the deck, I was just about to say, if you're not seeing, right, for some of you, the seeds have been planted, okay? So I would say within the next about 3 months. So where are we? January, February, March, April. So April, May time, spring. I'm going to say spring. Within either you've planted the seeds, and for some of you, depending on whereabouts in the world you are, or if it resonates for you, within the next few months from whenever you're watching this video, but for some of you that are watching it now, I feel that this is spring, okay? Because spring keeps coming up, like I keep being given spring by Spirit. So either something that you've been planting seeds for is going to manifest in the spring, and you're going to start your new cycle in the springtime. So you're near the end of the cycle, you're coming out the other side, and it's going to fully manifest in the spring. So to stay positive, okay? Focus on what it is that you want to manifest. Don't focus on what you don't, okay? For others of you that are watching this at another time, it's a few months. So I would say about 3 or 4 months from when you're watching now, okay? Now take that as a potential outcome, because it all depends on I've got another message to do with spring, but I'll bring that back in a minute. Take timing as a potential and not a guaranteed, because timings happen depending on people's actions and how in alignment with whatever it is that they are, okay? Because for whatever it is you want to manifest, you have to be in alignment for it, and that's what Spirit's saying to you. If this is resonating for you, stay high vibe, stay in your lane, stay focused on what it is that you want, and look at your belief system, which came out in the last reading I did. Look at your belief systems around there's something about something, a lack, and I think this goes for whatever side you're on. There's an element of, there's a little bit of lack, which is why it still needs a bit of time to manifest, because you've still got a little bit of scarcity mindset that needs to be cleared out, okay? So yeah, there's something to do with victim mentality, scarcity mindset, as to why this hasn't manifested yet. And for those of you, I feel like some of you, if you haven't already started to reap your karma for what you've done to others, within the next few months you will. There's something about something that's happening within the next few months. Okay, there's 2 things here. Something that's happening within the next few months that is going to trigger a tower moment and everything falling apart, or there's something happening within the next few months that you already know about. Okay, I would take that for clarity. If anyone needed clarity and confirmation on whatever you were thinking about, I would take that as a yes. But there's something happening within the next few months, so April, May time, that has brought in this clarity about the consequences of your actions. So maybe you are already, something to do with the consequences of your actions, and something to do where it's brought in a tower moment for you. It's brought in a tower moment, and it's made you realise what you've done, and you're wondering how to turn it around. So is that what you're asking for clarity on? Let's get some clarity on. How can... So let me think about wording this correctly. If for the people watching that have been wishing ill on others and are now facing the consequences of their actions, what can they do to help turn this situation around? Let's see, what can they do to help turn this situation around? Okay. I'm just hearing balance has to be restored. And something about what you've stolen or tried to steal. And now the Page of Swords is something to do with communication. Something to do with communication, information. Oh, maybe you're already, for some of you, this has already started and you're having an epiphany about something, yeah, something to do, okay, hold on. Suddenly started like needing the information to come out quickly. You can't rush information, okay? This is a lesson. You need to be patient. Like the Spirit is saying, you need to learn. There's something to do with needing to learn a lesson in patience. Maybe you were trying to speed something up. You were trying to speed up something. You were trying to control something. And that's why it's all backfired, because your intentions weren't pure. But with the Page of Swords, what I'm getting is there something about you stole information or you stopped somebody communicating to throw them out of balance. Okay. I would, yeah, my alarm has just gone off there. Yeah, what Spirit have just said with my alarm going off is alarm bells are starting to ring. Okay, you're starting to realise that you were given warning signs and you didn't listen. Okay, so that links in with what I was trying to say about information. Because you tried to steal information from others, you were trying to gain information about something or someone, maybe to use that against them. As a result, to restore balance, someone or something was removed and you now have no access to that information. Okay, something to do with manipulating some sort of information or trying to use some sort of information for your own gain. There's various different ways for this. So for some, this was to do with something, because with the Page of Swords, like I said, swords are communication. For some of you, you tried to steal someone's knowledge and keep it on and keep it for yourself so that they could keep you. Basically, you wanted their knowledge and information for yourself to keep you balanced, to help you, and you didn't want them sharing it with others. Okay, So you sabotaged them in this way. There's for some of you, this was done to you on all levels. So bear with me, and whoever you are that's done this, you've done this. If you haven't done it to somebody on all levels, then take what resonates for you. But for what I'm getting with this Page of Swords and the Six of Pentacles is someone stole information or used somebody's knowledge for their own gain and didn't want that to be shared with others. For others, there was something to do with trying to get information about someone or a person to use against them. Something about gossip, and yeah, somebody tried to get information on a person or a situation or a couple of people for their own gain. So as a result, you were denied access to those people. Okay. There was something else that came through and now it's disappeared. It's like you were trying to get knowledge on others to take and share with other people. Okay. And I feel like that knowledge and information was twisted for your own gains. And there's something about trying to keep people from talking. Trying to stop other people or needing to be in every conversation where others were to stop them finding out what you were doing. And as a result, people have been removed so that you no longer have information about those people, and you're going to be isolated from others because other people are now going to start seeing through your lies. Okay, so whatever stories you've told, whatever it is that you've said that isn't true, or something that you've twisted. So it feels like you needed to have all the information on these people or this situation. And I don't feel that this is just one person. I feel that there's a few. So that you need to have information on everyone so that you feel valued in life, and you don't want to know that people are doing better than you because it makes you feel insecure, okay? And that's why you've tried to isolate someone. I'm going to get a little bit more information on that. So can I have some more information on the Page of Swords and Six of Pentacles, please? Yeah. Yeah, somebody sussed you out. Somebody sussed out what you were doing and they put boundaries in place and focused on their own happiness and healing. Whoever this is worked out what you were doing. Worked out with the Eight of Wands, and they worked it out quickly too. Something about, yeah, stopping others from coming together, stopping other people from coming together so that people didn't work out. Because I don't feel that if you're on this side that's been gossiping about others and using personal information to gain favour with others and to try to turn people, whoever this is, against, turn people against this other person, I don't feel like it's only this person you've done it to. I feel like you kind of do it to everyone, and I think people are starting to work that out now. And or it's got to a point where people have ignored it and just let you get on with it, but it's getting to a point where people can no longer ignore it. And the reason is because whoever you took on recently and tried to self-isolate and tried to isolate from others, tried to turn someone against, you've messed with something sacred, and the universe don't take too kindly, and that is why it's now all coming to light. So how can you turn this around? By speaking your truth, by speaking up, taking responsibility, owning your truth, and accepting that there are consequences to your actions. Acceptance, basically, that there is consequences to your actions, and you might not like that. But unfortunately, that is something out of my control. You played with fire and you got your fingers burnt. Okay. Let's get any more messages, please, before I wrap this reading up. This is going on a lot longer. I come on with the intention to do really short readings. But if a message is there, a message is there. Okay, let's... any more information or guidance on how we can move... how everybody in this situation can move forward, please. Even if you weren't the person... Okay, it's coming again. This feels to me like this is more information. I've just done a reading called to do with different perspectives. I haven't... the potential title will be open to other perspectives, or it's going to be something around that. Okay, this feels like very similar energy. So what I'm hearing is like you're not on either side of this, but you do know about what this person's been doing. You just weren't aware of how far it's gone, maybe, and that they're doing then that this person that they've done it to, or a couple of people that they've done it to, aren't the only people. They do it to everyone. So potentially you're questioning, how can you make this situation, what can you do in this situation? Again, tell your truth. Tell your truth. It may be that there's information that you have that does need to come out, and it will come out because it's going to come out eventually. And I feel like you may have information that you know is going to come out, and potentially you're worried that the person that this has been done to is going to find out that you know, and that it's going to cause problems for you. And there's something I'm hearing, tell them before they find out from someone else. Speak up, and then you have to accept that if you had information on what this person was doing and you haven't spoken up, you have to accept that this person has free will to decide how they move forward with you. And by not speaking up because you're scared about ruining this relationship with this other person or these other people, you're taking away their free will, and then spirit isn't going to look kindly on that anyway. And this information is going to come to light if it hasn't already. And yeah, if it was me personally, I can only give you my personal opinion. What you do with and what I'm seeing, what you do is up to you. Okay, I'm not here to make your decisions for you. But personally, if I was on the receiving end of this, and I knew somebody, and somebody knew what was going on or what was being planned, I would want to know. I would want to know what people know before I found out from someone else, because ultimately that would hurt me more, because then I would feel that then I can't trust this person. Okay, it's not about taking sides. You don't have to take sides. It's about doing the right thing. Okay, and others might not agree with what you're doing, and that's okay. So if you feel that the right thing to do is to speak up, then you speak up. You have to maintain your truth and your integrity. Otherwise, you're going to ultimately sabotage your own abundance. Okay, so let's get some guidance on how to move forward with this situation, please, Spirit. Let's get some guidance for everybody involved. Vision. No matter what you see, the bigger picture of a loving... No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving, just universe. Yeah, just see things from a higher perspective. Understand that nobody, in a sense, has done anything wrong, okay? We all do the best with our decisions and our choices and our day-to-day life and everything and all that jazz with the information that we have at that time, okay? Because I've just heard in my head that maybe you didn't realise that somebody was going to follow through with something, and that's why you stayed quiet. And now you're realising that they followed through, and you're maybe taking responsibility that you could have stopped this from happening. Other people's actions are not your responsibility. You're only responsible for your own, okay? So try and see this from that perspective and just take responsibility for your own actions, or because even a non-action is an action, okay? You're choosing not to act. You're effectively, if you feel like somebody's in the wrong, then but you choose not to speak up about it, then you are effectively taking that person's side and you're not maintaining your truth and integrity. So it's not about taking sides, it's about gaining another perspective and potentially being the bridge between the two to try and sort the situation out, but being mindful but that isn't necessarily what is in everybody's highest and greatest good, okay? Because I feel like there's something going on within the next few months that where this person needs to not be involved because they have to, because they've had warning signs, they paid no attention, they took something for granted, and they played with fire, and this person kind of needs to learn the hard way. We're not responsible for other people's karma, as horrible as it is, and as much as I would love to save people from their own karma, we can't, because then we ultimately then take on other people's karma as our own. So, which is ultimately what you're doing by not speaking up. It's possible. I'm trying not to tell you to speak up because that's not my decision to make. I'm just saying the perspective that I'm being shown and how I see things is if you do not speak up about something, then and something does happen, or if you know something's going to happen, or if someone says something and you don't think they'll follow through with something, fine, no one's going to have a go at you because you honestly didn't think they were going to follow through with it. But maybe you're now seeing that somebody has followed through with something and you're now realising like that maybe you should have said something. But you can only make those decisions on the knowledge and information that you have at that time. So let it go. Don't beat yourself up about it. I'm sure that if somebody holds it against you because you didn't speak up and you could have stopped it, then that's their issue, not yours, okay? But if you know something's happening now and you have evidence or you have information that is going to help the other person, and then you're choosing what you okay, I'm going to rephrase that. What you choose to do with that information, that is your responsibility. Okay, I hope that helps, because I do not want to make your decision for you, but be careful that you're not taking on other people's actions as your own, because you're ultimately then going to potentially take on that on karma that you don't need to take. Okay, on the bottom of the deck we have respect. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. Yeah, I think you are somebody who perhaps understands where everyone is coming from, and maybe that's why you're having a tough time not wanting to take sides. And that's absolutely fine. No one's asking you to take sides. If they are, then maybe look at, do you really want those kinds of people in your life? But also look at, if you have information on something that is going to help someone else, by not speaking up about it, that you potentially have already taken sides by not taking sides, because you have information that's saving someone else but is putting someone else at risk, so and causing harm to someone else. So just use that information as you will. I do feel that there is a sense of urgency with some sort of information. There is a time limit on it, and I think that's more a case of, there's a time limit on, for some there's a time limit on, this needs to be, this, if you're going to tell people, it needs to be told now, because this could have something to do with something happening in the next few months. Maybe somebody is planning something to do with something, an occasion or something happening within the next few months. Maybe you're not sure whether this person is actually going to follow through with it or not, so you don't want to warn someone and panic them, but at the same time you're worrying, if you don't say something and it does happen, that you should have pre-warned. You need to do what's right for you, okay? And just understand that whatever happens is happening for a higher purpose, okay? Let's, because this reading is going on a lot longer than I intended. I'm not going to get one of these today because I'm going to cut the reading down. Let's get an affirmation. Affirmations are positive statements about how you want to be or how you want your life to be. And I am affirmations in particular. This is a deck that I created myself. Are really, really powerful, because whatever you put after I am is ultimately what you're going to become, or you're going to manifest for yourself, okay? So what affirmation do we need to use to help with this situation, Spirit? Whoa, okay. We have a few. I am fire. Yeah, someone knows how to use fire to transform it into something better. Somebody's got burnt. But also remember that you also have fire, and you can transform this. It's based on your actions, okay? This situation, there is potential for something to be transformed, potentially with communication, okay? With the Eight of Wands, it's communication, and it's fast incoming too. Okay, I am healing, and I am feminine. So embrace your femininity. It's okay for you to be in your feminine energy, okay? Your feminine energy is your intuition. Trust and have faith in that. And then use your masculine. Your masculine energy is about taking action. So when you're in your feminine energy of receptivity, you're intuitive, you're receiving guidance, downloads, and then your masculine energy takes that information and uses it to take action. Okay, so think about this situation. Don't rush into anything. Take a step back, gain as much information as possible, and then take action based on that. Okay, so respond to the situation. Do not react. Do not react from fear, anger, any of that. Take a step back and respond once you've calmed down, once you're back in your, you know, in your peace and your calm and tranquility, because that's when you're going to have clarity. Okay, I really hope that this helps whoever needs to hear it. I'm going to end the reading here. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.